Hi friends, welcome to DTK Food and Travels. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Today we're making pumpkin bread, two different kinds. You want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 while we get our ingredients ready. First thing we're going to do is get all our dry ingredients ready. For this, you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And to this, you're gonna add 1.5 cups of sugar. I'm only adding one. One is good enough for us. But if you really like it sweet, you can add 1.5 cups. And add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm just gonna sift it just to make sure there aren't any lumps. Then you wanna go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Same thing, I'm gonna sift it to get rid of any tiny lumps. That's the 2nd teaspoon there. Just go ahead and put it in there and sift it through. Just making sure there are no tiny lumps left in it. Then you're gonna add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 2 teaspoons is enough for the amount of flour we're using for this recipe. So go ahead and just adding 2 is good enough for us. If you like it a little more cinnamony, you can add a tad more, but usually 2 teaspoons is good enough. That's all you would need, but to make it a little more flavorful, I am adding just a dash of cloves and a dash of nutmeg. You don't have to add those, you can completely leave it out, but I think gives the bread a little more seasonal flavor if you add it. And then you do want to go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to this also. Mix it together and set it aside. Next, you want to get all your wet ingredients together. For this recipe, I'm using 4 small eggs. So if the eggs are large, you would just need 3. And it's best if you can leave it outside and get the eggs to room temperature. So I'm using 4 small eggs. And to this, you need to add 1 cup of oil. I'm using grapeseed oil, but you can use vegetable oil, light olive oil, anything is fine. So that's 1/2 cup. Then I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup of the grapeseed oil. And then to this, we wanna go ahead and add 1 15-ounce can of pureed pumpkin. So I'm using organic pureed pumpkin, but you can use any kind. That's a 15-ounce can. You want to go ahead and add it, then mix it really good together. Just use a wire whisk or a fork and just mix it till it's well blended. Trying to get every bit of goodness out of that can there. Just mix it up really good. Because the oil was in there, it took me a few minutes to get it all blended pretty well. I am using grapeseed oil, like I said, but you can use vegetable oil or light olive oil, that's fine. And then you want to go ahead and add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and mix it until it is well combined and it's nice and soft in texture. I'm using my KitchenAid to mix it, but you can just do it with a wire whisk or the handheld mixer. However you want to do it is fine. So I'm just going to keep mixing it till I get the consistency that I'm looking for, which is everything should be well blended and it should be a good soft consistency. There, it looks just about right. Maybe just a little bit more. It was just a little gritty in some areas, so just gonna keep that going for a little bit. See, that's the consistency you want. It's nice and soft. You want to go ahead and get 2 bread pans, grease it. Some people flour their pans also, but I just used an olive oil spray and I just sprayed the pan, and I didn't have any problems with the bread coming out of it. It was fine. So I put 1/2 of the mix into 1 bread pan. So into the other pan, I'm going to make the chocolate chip pumpkin bread. So I have half a cup of milk chocolate chips, and to that I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of all-purpose flour and just mix it. And this is so that when you put the chocolate into the mix, it won't all sink to the bottom. Otherwise, you're gonna get a whole bunch of chocolate chip at the bottom of your bread and none in between. So this will help the chocolate chip just be distributed evenly into the mix. So put the chocolate chip in there, mix it up really good. And then I have another bread pan that's greased with the olive oil spray. I'm gonna go ahead and pour all of that into there. And my oven is already preheated and it's waiting at 350. So once I get all of this in there, I'll put it in the oven. So the type of pan will depend on the amount of time this will need to be cooked. If it's a glass or a darker pan, you'll need to watch your bread and probably will have to add more time. But if it's a lighter or a lightweight pan, it won't take as much time. So with both of these bread pans, I put it in the oven, and the oven was preheated to 350, and I baked for 45 minutes. Then I tested with the toothpick and it was perfect. So I took it out. But if you're using any other type of pan, just after 45 minutes, just check on it frequently until your toothpick comes out clean. So once you take it out, you let it stay in the pan and let it cool for 15 minutes. So you don't want to try to take it out right away. So you leave it in the pan for 15 minutes and you let it cool in there for 15 minutes. That's what you want to do. Don't try to take it out, otherwise some of it might be stuck to the bottom. So after 15 minutes, that's when you want to transfer it to the wire rack. The one on the left is the pumpkin bread and the one on the right is the chocolate chip pumpkin bread. So I moved it to the wire rack after 15 minutes and it's ready to be served. Doesn't that look yummy? We had it the next morning for breakfast with some frittata. It was just perfect. Thank you for watching. Hope all of you will try this. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel.